The information provided on the Forever Young Show by its host or sponsors is for educational and personal alternatives. Statements have not been established by the Food and Drug Administration. They are not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
Welcome back to the second hour of the Forever Young Radio Show with host Cary Nosler, health journalist and fitness enthusiast, who is joined by health educator and executive producer Kelly Cappasola.
But whatever road you choose, I'm right behind you, win or lose, forever young.
And now, Forever Young.
Everyone, and welcome to the Forever Young Radio Show. So glad you could join us today. If you're just catching the show for the first time, our mission on Forever Young is always the same, and that's to inform and educate every listener on healthier lifestyle options and good quality science-based information.
Absolutely, and to that end, we will never fail in that direction. But if you would like to learn more about the show, we would like you to visit the website, and that is foreveryoungradio.com. That's foreveryoungradio.com. As Kelly said, listen to past shows, read great articles, make sure that you visit the weekly highlight page. That tells you everything that's going on. You get the play-by-play of what we'll be discussing today, and don't forget to like us on Facebook.
Yeah, it's great to stay connected all week. We're sharing different articles on that Facebook site and even little discounts that some of our sponsors may have. Now, today we're going to be talking about hormones, and we'll be joined by a special guest who's going to highlight the hormone DHEA, what it is and why we need it, and the rate it can decrease per year. You can always learn more, like Cary said, at our weekly highlight page at foreveryoungradio.com.
Cary Nosler here along with Kelly Cappasola, and we're giving you some lessons today in one of the most important hormones that your body makes, and that's DHEA. Both critical for men and women in terms of optimal health. Unfortunately, as we get older, that tends to diminish and in part is responsible for some of the lessened enthusiasm that we all have in terms of just greeting every day with some renewed enthusiasm. To help us understand that, Hugh Woodward is going to be joining us today. Hugh is our DHEA expert. He has a Master of Science in Healthcare Services Administration from Trinity University and also a business management degree from the University of Texas at Austin. In 2007, taking his knowledge of the whole health industry, he started Health to Go. His objective was to research and develop leading-edge science-based anti-aging and wellness products and bring them to people conveniently. And he is doing that spectacularly with the DHEA, and we're proud to have him on our show today. Hugh, thank you so much for joining Kelly and myself. Great to have you back on the show.
Thank you, Cary. Thank you. I appreciate it. I'm always honored to be here, and it's just a pleasure.
Hugh, so glad you could join us today, and thank you for taking the time, as you always do, to educate our listeners on the importance of DHEA for both men and women over the age of 35. Now, some of our listeners who tune in regularly may have heard you on the program before. You are our go-to guy when it comes to DHEA, but for others, it could be the first time they're really hearing about this important hormone. So, Hugh, if you don't mind, can you kind of start off giving them a brief explanation to the listeners of what DHEA is and kind of what its job is in the body?
Sure. DHEA is short for Dehydroepiandrosterone. It's a naturally occurring prohormone, a base building block for other smaller, more specific hormones like testosterone and estrogen and about 50 other hormones.
Well, in terms of this DHEA, then, you've mentioned that it starts to go down as we age. Is it possible, then, that we can kind of add it back into the body to get the benefit of some of the things that you're talking about in terms of its importance?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I mean, hormones drive our energy, our mood, our muscle tone, our fat, our quality of sleep, our mental sharpness, the immune system, sex drive, and more. And DHEA itself is produced in the adrenal glands, or the reproductive organs, and the skin. In fact, recent research shows that most DHEA, about 88% of it, is actually metabolized in the skin. So, no other animals in the biologic kingdom have DHEA. It's only a prohormone that occurs naturally in humans. And people, both males and females, make more and more of it from birth until they're about age 25, when we're in our reproductive prime, or at our best, and then levels start to decline. So like you're saying, Cary, I mean, that level declines at a rate of about 2% per year, every year until death, after age 25. So by 50 or so, people are making, about half as much as they made when they were in their prime. And by, age 80, levels drop to only about 5% of when we were at our healthiest or at our best. And so we really have to somehow put that back, or give that to the body, to really slow down the process of getting old, because otherwise we feel it in lots of different ways. Between the ages of like 35 to 40, people start to notice that just don't have the energy or the physical prowess that they used to. They sort of feel it in their mood, their quality of sleep. They see it as signs that they're slowing down.
So it seems to be a direct barometer, Hugh, in terms of aging itself. As you said, 5% in people as, they approach the latter part of their life. Goodness gracious, it just seems to be, you look at DHEA, you measure the level, and you can kind of tell how old a person is.
Yeah, that's right. In fact, a lot of research shows that the level of DHEA in a person's blood is an excellent predictor of not only age-related health problems, but also aging itself, as defined by your energy level and your enjoyment of life. Higher levels of DHEA are strongly associated to good health, while lower levels are associated with a higher risk of disease and higher risk of cancer as well.
Wow, that's something really important for people to take a look at. Obviously, we've talked about on the past shows how important hormones are. They kind of dictate how we age, how we feel, what we do, our overall outlook on life. And so when we're decreasing something over time during that aging process, and we can't turn, in most cases, to maybe adding a new vegetable or something like that would replace it, obviously supplementation is going to be needed for people to kind of feel the way they used to feel, in a sense. So what are some of the practical benefits of DHEA, Hugh, and who should kind of use a bioidentical DHEA supplement cream?
Well, people over the age of 35, really, you can figure if you're making 2% less per year after age 25, by age 35, pretty much all of us are going to be suffering from a reduced level of DHEA. You feel that in terms of energy. You don't handle stress as easily as you used to. You don't think as clearly. And you're generally just kind of wiped out, feel tired, feel kind of blah. And so if you start to supplement DHEA, you'll notice that it allows better sleep at night. So then you wake up, you're feeling rested, you're feeling good, so you have improved energy, more vitality, better mood, and mental sharpness. It reduces depression, so people are happier throughout the day. And this, in turn, helps you stay more active, and then you tend to go to the gym more when you feel good and you've got energy, right?
Right.
So it's all kind of tied together. If you exercise more, you're going to have better vascular health. The immune system clicks on all cylinders, so you're better able to fight off colds and flu and things. So you've got a reduced risk of cancer as well, better bone density.
Kelly mentioned something, and I think you should, I'd like to hear more about what you think about it. But Kelly, when you mentioned bioidentical, the pharmaceutical industry, they always like to find something that they can patent. But DHEA, obviously being a naturally occurring hormone, it would seem to be logical, that's the form that you want to use. So is that what you mean by the benefits of bioidentical DHEA?
Absolutely. It's really important that what we put into the body is what would be there naturally. Bioidentical means it's exactly what the body makes, the same molecule. So it's not foreign.
And I'm starting to put some pieces together, especially when you were talking about the exercise, because I use DHEA and I use Twist 25, and I know Cary uses DHEA as a supplement as well. And I think about the people who maybe I see at the gym on the regular basis and say they've put in all the effort and they're exercising, but they still are having some of the struggles. They're still tired. They're still not able to lose the weight around the midsection. And often I look at them and I think in my mind, I think about that DHEA connection. Like, could that be a possibility where you're getting up and you're still tired, but you're trying to exercise, say you're not using any type of DHEA and you're not getting any type of results? I think that has a lot to do with going back to the hormones and why DHEA is the mother of hormones. Obviously, we have to find a way to get it to operate at optimal levels if we hope to have the energy and the immunity and all the good things that you've spoken about, Hugh.
Absolutely. You're basically putting back a precursor. Something that has been said about Twist 25 cream is, use Twist 25 DHEA cream and make your own hormone. And that goes for a lot of different hormones in the body that as a result, when your levels are back again, people that go to the gym when they're 35, 45, 50, and they feel like, God, I work out and I'm just not getting anywhere from this. It's just not doing me any good. It's hormone driven. We're all hormone driven, and if we have our hormone levels where they were when we were closer to at our best, say age 25 or 30, or between ages 20 and 30 is pretty much for everyone when you're healthiest and at your best. That's going to be a good thing over the long run.
Yeah, it's going to be a great thing because I think back when I was 20, 25, and I operated off 3-4 hours a night of sleep and, cramming for school and doing different things and balancing friendship and life like so many of us still do, even though our life has changed. Now we're busy with work, families, our church, organizations, different things like that. I think now is when we really need that energy. When we were younger, we didn't really know what to do with that energy. And now as we're getting, 35, 45, 55, we desperately need it to be able to get through the day. So we're going to learn a lot more about DHEA today. Listeners, stick around. Check out our website. Go to foreveryoungradio.com. Click on our weekly highlight page. You can learn more about Hugh Woodward, more about Twist 25, and more on DHEA. I'm Kelly Cappasola, being joined by Cary Nosler, and we'll be right back after the break.
Have you noticed past the age of 30 your energy level, mood, skin, and body has changed and maybe not for the better? It may have to do with DHEA levels. DHEA is an important building block for more than 50 different hormones, and the body naturally produces DHEA. We make the most DHEA in our prime, between the ages of 18 and 25. DHEA levels decline each year in men and women after about age 30. Research has established that maintaining healthy DHEA levels may help us feel more energetic, help reduce belly fat, and help us to get a better night's sleep. Often youthful levels of DHEA are tied to good health, while declining levels can contribute to an assortment of common health problems. Twist 25 is a high-quality DHEA supplement cream that absorbs easily into the skin, leaving no odor or oily residue. To learn more, visit www.twist25.com or call toll-free 888-489-4782. Look your best, feel your best with Twist 25. 888-489-4782.
I get wings to fly. Oh, I'm alive.
We're back with more on Forever Young. Cary Nosler here along with Kelly Cappasola, and we're getting some important lessons on the importance of DHEA, the mother of all hormones, as our guest Hugh Woodward has mentioned, and one of the most important hormones in terms of helping the body not only produce DHEA, but also the other hormones that are so important to us. And as you mentioned, at Bioidentical, just as nature makes it, something that the body would be more likely to adapt to in a positive way. So, Hugh, again, we've been talking about it. You've mentioned the importance of the skin in terms of how DHEA can be produced, and I suspect that that's going to give us a little insight here into the methodology that you have used in order to find the best way to use DHEA. So what is it, and what have you done to help us do that?
DHEA is nothing new. I mean, it's been around known of and identified as DHEA for some 50 years. For years, doctors speculated that it would be good for people to supplement DHEA after they, start to get age 30, 35. But they weren't seeing the benefits, and people would scratch their heads and go, well, what's wrong here? The problem is that if DHEA is taken as an oral supplement, most of the DHEA is first eliminated by what's called the first pass effect of the liver, because it's a really big molecule. So the liver says, ooh, this is a foreign substance. Let's filter this out and get rid of it. What's not eliminated by the liver when you take it orally is DHEA sulfate. So DHEA sulfate does get into the bloodstream and is increased. And DHEA, though not a bad thing, is not a base for the sex hormones. Free DHEA is really what you want to put there. The body can make DHEA sulfate from free DHEA. It can also make all of the sex hormones from it. So free DHEA is what you want. So what we've realized is that if you make a properly made cream and put it on the skin where DHEA is used naturally anyway, you're putting what the body makes naturally, bioidentical DHEA, on the skin where it uses it naturally anyway, and that's how it should be used and how it works so well.
So you're bypassing the liver in a sense of where, most of it wouldn't be generally broke down if you weren't putting it into the skin, because the skin, again, the largest organ of our body, can break it down, and it absorbs it relatively quickly, doesn't it, Hugh?
It absorbs over about a 2 to 3 hour period.
Okay.
And what we recommend is that people apply the cream on thin, hairless skin. It's good when you get out of the shower, when your skin is oil-free and you're nice and clean and your blood flow is good. And then apply it in the morning and in the evening. So that way it's giving your body just a little bit of something good that you can use, and it's if you apply it to that thin skin on the inside of your arm between your wrist and elbow, and then kind of rub your arm in a circular motion for about 10 seconds on your side, it absorbs really well that way, and can be processed in the skin, on the skin, just as the body would do it naturally from what it makes.
That's a good point, because that's exactly how I use my Twist 25 is I rub it on, the inside of my arms, and then I'll rub it on the side, just as you mentioned. And I do use it in the morning and the evening, but I've also used it for a number of years now. Now, what about for people who are like me and they've used Twist 25 for going on 2 years? Is there any reason that someone would want to take a break or a holiday from using Twist 25 DHEA cream, or is it something that you continually do, like you take fish oil, you take B complex?
That's a great question. A lot of doctors tell patients that if they're using hormone supplements, like a testosterone hormone supplement, they need to take holidays or breaks from it, because the idea is that if you use something over an extended period of time, your body's going to make less of its own, right? And with most of the specific hormones, that's true with testosterone and with estrogens and whatnot. So holidays for those make sense. With DHEA, it's not that way. With DHEA, it's the most abundant prohormone in the body. It's there naturally anyway. And when you apply it, even twice or 3 times a day, your body is using what it needs. And if you don't need it, you eliminate it. So it's not addictive or habit-forming in any way. If you stop using it, you go right back to making the same amount you were making when you started using it. And so as a result, there's no real logical reason to take holidays or breaks from using.
And I do need to say, Hugh, that in my opinion, it's addictive in the sense that once you start feeling better, because I'm a Twist 25 user, you want to continue to use it. It's not that it has any type of, addiction or anything like that, but it's like when you start to feel better, you continue to do those things, like say you change your diet and you start getting, more lean protein, less carbohydrates, more veggies and fruits and antioxidants. Obviously, you're getting your body to work to the potential that it should be working out. So we can be happier, healthier, not have certain aches and pains or feel sluggish and tired. So in my opinion, once you start feeling great, you want to continue to do that. And I definitely have used Twist 25. I've had breaks on Twist 25 just running out or traveling. And believe me, it's one of those things I keep stocked at the house.
Yeah, you're right. I mean, in that sense, it does all these great things for you, and so as a result, you just feel better. You have more energy. You're living life, and you're happy. And for a lot of premenopausal women and menopausal women, life can get really unpleasant with feeling blah and unfocused and scatterbrained, and they're not sleeping well at night and all that. And they start using Twist 25 cream, and we get these calls where people are. I've heard ladies tell me, "You've changed my life," or "You've saved our marriage," that kind of stuff. And I'm like, "Wow, well, that's great. That's fantastic. I'm so glad to hear it." But it's that kind of thing. It's not addictive or habit forming, but it's something that once you use it and you feel those benefits, it's like, God, I should have been doing this all along.
You mentioned it's a precursor, so obviously having the right amount in the body at all times, just helps in the cascade, as it were, of essential processes that go on in the body. If it isn't there, then it can't just proceed with whatever else it's going to be doing.
Right. It's a foundation, and it's a foundation for a lot of things. DHEA is also a base for sebum, which is what's known as skin oil, or what gives us that skin hydration. So a lot of people will take a little dab of it, when they're using it, and rub most of it on their side, like we were saying, and rubbing it in, and then take a little dab and put it on their foreheads and cheek, where you get those, what they call crow's feet, I guess.
Oh, I know, all too.
Lines in your forehead, that kind of thing. Yeah. And it's amazing. People say that they've been asked if they got a facelift from, 2 months after they started rubbing Twist 25 cream on their face. People are saying, "God, you look so much younger. What are you doing?" And it's because it's a base for sebum, which is skin oil. And then the other thing is, if you use it on your skin, it reduces risks of both UV and chemical carcinogens. So that's a really good thing too, obviously.
Yeah.
And it fades age spots or keratoses, which are those sort of pigmented patches that, particularly more pale people get as they get older, either on the backs of their hands or their forearms or their face. And so does that.
The liver spots, see that. More and more people see that on our hands. And we're going to have to get a break soon. But listeners, I want to tell you that today we've partnered with Health to Go and Forever Young, so you can get 20% off your order. And that's in addition to discounts offered on the website, like $15 off when you buy a 3-pack. So we're doing a special limited time offer today to save, now through midnight on Sunday. And remember, on top of the 20% off, you're also going to get those great quantity discounts if you buy 3 pumps or even a box of 12. All you have to do is mention the coupon code FOREVER. That's all lowercase forever at time of checkout. And again, this is something that's 100% money back guarantee. So you have nothing to worry about. This has been used on the Forever Young show for more than 2 years. It's something we believe in, and definitely something that we think you can get value out of. You can call 888-489-4782. That's 888-489-4782. Or go to twist25.com. That's twist25.com. Enter the code FOREVER, all lowercase, at the time of checkout to receive your 20% off. Again, this is a limited time offer, so make sure you visit our weekly highlight page at foreveryoungradio.com. That's at foreveryoungradio.com, and write this information down to receive that 20% discount when using the code all lowercase forever at twist twist25.com or by calling 888-4-TWIST25. Now, we're going to have to go to break here. When we come back, Hugh's going to share a lot more information on DHEA. I'm Kelly Cappasola, being joined by Cary Nosler and our very special guest, Hugh Woodward. Again, go to twist25.com over the break. We'll be right back.
Did you know by age 35, most people start to notice the effects of declining hormone levels? Symptoms include lack of energy, less focus, decreased sex drive, weight gain, and poor quality sleep. DHEA is a base building block for hormones that keeps us feeling healthy and alive. DHEA helps men and women 35 and up to maintain youthful vigor, enhance mood and focus, and sleep better at night. Twist 25 DHEA Cream puts exactly what the body makes naturally, bioidentical DHEA, on the skin where DHEA occurs naturally and can be processed. And when you feel your best, you look your best. It's the little things we do each day that make the big things happen. Visit twist25.com to learn more and order online, or call 888-489-4782. That's 888-489-4782. Look your best, feel your best with Twist 25 DHEA Cream. That's twist25.com.
I get wings to fly. Oh, I'm alive.
Welcome back to Forever Young. Cary Nosler here along with Kelly Cappasola and our special educator of the hour, Hugh Woodward, who's been giving us wonderful information about DHEA. And I say wonderful because now that we know just how good it is and what it does, and the opportunity to be able to actually replenish what has been called really the fountain of youth, DHEA. And that is what we want as listeners of Forever Young, is in order to keep as vital and proficient as possible as we age.
With DHEA, there are a couple of points. One is, I don't like to call it a fountain of youth. It's a very abundant pro-hormone in the body, but it's a little bit of a good thing over time, and you can think of it as maintaining a healthier day-to-day, reducing the effects of aging, but it's not going to turn back the hands of time. So just to clarify, and in answer to your other question, does DHEA have any serious side effects? No. DHEA and Twist 25 Cream have been tested for safety. There are no dangerous side effects from using Twist 25 DHEA Cream that we know of at all. There are rare possible side effects. If you use too much, you may get some blemishes. If that happens to you, you can use less or stop using it. But there are no dangerous effects from DHEA. It's what your body makes naturally. And what's been found, one thing that was thought for a long time, doctors would say, you don't want to take DHEA because it might increase your risk of cancer. Actually, the reverse is being found to be true. People with lower DHEA levels are at a greater risk of developing cancer, and people with higher DHEA levels have been found to have a reduced risk of cancer. That's important. That's big news.
Very big news, because obviously we want to do everything we possibly can to not only feel good but make sure we're healthy. It doesn't matter if we live to be 90 years old or even 100 if our quality of life is poorer at the end of those years. We want to live as long as we can, healthy and here and with our family and all those good things. Now, like I said, Hugh, as a Twist 25 user, I love that it's made with different things like coconut oil. It also contains vitamin E and CoQ10. I mean, what a powerful and wonderful complement to the DHEA itself, and quite a benefit for consumers. I know that I've enjoyed knowing when I look at a product, I want to understand every ingredient that's in there. I want to know, what is this for? What is it going to do for me? How can this be an additional benefit? But I'm assuming over all these years, that's kind of what makes Twist 25 DHEA supplement cream special than maybe other products on the market.
Yeah, it's available over the counter without a prescription, and we've been very careful to use only the highest quality ingredients that we can in making the cream. We've got no cyclodextrins. It's paraben-free, lecithin-free. It rubs in real quickly and cleanly. Doesn't leave an oily residue. Doesn't smell. Doesn't leave an odor. So you can wear it with whatever else if you apply colognes or perfumes or what have you. It doesn't leave an odor of any kind. And so it melts on contact with the skin and rubs in really quickly and easily and leaves a good, clean, fresh feeling. Test all DHEA cream that we make with third-party outside labs to make sure it's the proper mix and strength that we're looking for. So.
Well, good. I like that. That's important to the consumer because unfortunately there's been the cases where people have bought things that just don't live up to what they purport to be. But this is quite reassuring to know the lengths you go to ensure the quality of the product. But are there any other misconceptions about DHEA that you can think of that should be addressed?
Well, I mentioned earlier that it was thought that DHEA might increase your risks of cancer, but higher levels of DHEA have been seen to reduce people's risks of cancer. So that's one common misconception. And like we said, too, there's no real benefit to taking holidays or anything. Now, some people rotate the areas that they apply it, and that's fine, but you don't have to do that. One other thing that's important, I think, that's a common misconception is people will try to, they know that DHEA and a lot of bioidentical hormones are made from wild yams, and so people will say, well, I'm just going to eat more soy and wild yams since that's what they make these bioidentical hormones with, and that'll help me. Unfortunately, eating wild yams or soy that is not carefully made into bioidentical DHEA or any of the other hormones that they sometimes use those to make doesn't really do you any good. So that's kind of a misconception that's out there that I want to make sure people
that's a big one.
On.
I know that they do take the raw material apparently from, as you mentioned, the yam or the soy, but that's what they use to combine it to make the whole process, but your body can't do that as well.
Exactly.
Hugh, obviously, we're talking about hormones. We're talking about some of the cascading effect when hormones aren't functioning correctly. And a lot of different challenges people have or struggle with is weight-related issues. What's the connection? Has there been any research when it comes to DHEA in regards to those issues people are having?
There's some excellent research that was done by Dr. Villarreal that showed that DHEA is actually something that helps reduce belly fat, abdominal fat. That's both visceral and subcutaneous abdominal fat. That's that pooch around the middle that we get as we get older.
Oh, yeah.
The reason that they believe DHEA reduces that belly fat is because when DHEA is present, it helps the body's insulin sensitivity. And as a result, people notice that they're not putting on the weight like they did. So that's something that's in the research, and you can certainly find it out there on the web on Google.
When you're looking to get the body to work optimally like it should be, obviously you have to look at the time. Look at you and how you've evolved from in your 20s, your 30s, your 40s, your 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s, all the way up. Obviously, like Cary always talks about, you get the I used to be able to run a mile in 9 minutes. Now I do a mile in 18 minutes. Things change, things slow down. So if we can kind of just get the body back to functioning how it should work, and that's kind of what those DHEA levels do, then we're going to be better off long term, especially if lack of energy or mood disorders or even the menopause that Hugh referenced. But this is something that both men and women can benefit from. And again, just to remind you listeners, today Health to Go and Forever Young have partnered up to offer you 20% off your order in addition to quantity discounts offered on the website twist25.com, like $15 off when you buy a 3-pack, and that's in addition to the 20% off. Now, we're doing a limited time offer, so make sure you give them a call. It's 888-489-4782, 888-489-4782. Use the code FOREVER, all lowercase, at time of checkout, whether calling 888-489-4782 or when you visit twist25.com. Again, that's twist25.com. You can also learn more about this at our weekly highlight page at foreveryoungradio.com. But I do want to remind you that Twist 25 does come with a money-back guarantee, 100%. So if for any reason you're not happy or you feel it didn't work in the way that you thought it was going to be working, they stand behind their products. I do want to caution you folks and tell you the situation that you're in, whether it be low energy, mood disorders, low immunity, or some other challenges you could be struggling with, it's taken your body some time to get to that point. So please don't look at this and use it one time and think that the next morning you're going to wake up a superhero, because it doesn't work like that. You need to allow those DHEA levels to rise in the body with a helpful, great supplement like Twist 25 DHEA Cream. So Hugh, thank you so much for sharing with us all that you have today. Is there any parting words that you'd like to kind of leave the listeners today with DHEA?
Well, I'd like to remind them that it's all the little things we do each day that make big differences over time. I think that's real important, and with Twist 25 DHEA Cream, you can really look your best and feel your best every day, and over time, that makes a big difference. So give it a chance, give it a try. Use it for at least 3 to 4 weeks to give it a chance to do what it can do for you, and you'll feel it work.
Hugh, thanks so much for all you do, being in the trenches, learning more about DHEA to be able to help people. I know that it's made a major difference in your life using the Twist 25, so really appreciate the time that you've given us today.
Cary, Kelly, thanks so much.
Oh, our pleasure, Hugh. Thank you so much. Listeners, we're running out of time here. I want to remind you again, jot down the number. It's 888-489-4782, or you can remember it as 888-4TWIST25 if you'd like to kind of spell it out if you're driving in the car, or go online to twist25.com. Use the code lowercase forever to get 20% off, and remember, that's in addition to quantity discounts. We're out of time. Go to our website, foreveryoungradio.com, as always, to learn more if you missed anything during the show. Connect with Cary and I on Facebook. Go to our weekly highlight page. Read some articles on Cary's Corner. It'll keep you busy all week. I'm Kelly Cappasola, being joined by Cary Nosler, and we'll catch you next time.